Hi there, I am the book lady. Oh, I brought two very different books, but I think you're going to enjoy them. And you know, I've told you that books are either entertaining, it's just a really good story, or they can be a teaching tool. You can learn something from books. Plus, I loved the pictures in these books. That's part of the reason I chose to read you these books. Let me tell you what we're going to read today. Never Forget Eleanor. And just that cover page I think is so cute. But see, you got to understand, I love elephants. I brought my elephant, see? Don't you like that elephant? Now, it's by Jason June. It's a good story, and we're going to learn things important. Now, The Little Red Hen, which is a story many of us know, and we've known it for a long time. But Jerry Pinkney kind of presents it to us differently, and it has great illustrations. You remember, that's the grown-up word for the pictures. And so, you know what? I brought my hen. And it's kind of a red hen. I mean, it's a brownish red hen. Don't you like her? Yeah, I'll set that there. We will start off with Never Forget Eleanor. Oh, these pictures are so cute. Oh, I love them. Now listen. Elijah loved doing crossword puzzles with his grandma, Eleanor. She always seemed to know every word in the dictionary. As Elijah read the clues, his grandmother sang the answers like they were waiting on the tip of her trunk. 7-letter word for gulping down, Elijah sounded out. Oh, swizzle, his grandmother said, as in, let's swizzle down some lemonade, shall we? 8-letter word to show dramatically. Elijah sometimes stumbled, but Grandma Eleanor was always there to help. Oh, so close, dramatically. L-Y sounds like Lee, and the answer is flourish. See, they're doing a crossword puzzle. And you can see that's down there. And you have to find the right word, the right letters to put in there to finish the puzzle. Oh, Grandma Eleanor used her way with words to tell the most beautiful stories about family, friends, and fairy tales. As she spoke, Elijah felt like his grandmother's words, danced in the air and wrapped him in a warm hug. Legend says it's good luck when a butterfly lands on your nose, or for an elephant, on your trunk. He never missed Saturday story sessions where she told tales to the town. There was one story in particular that was both Elijah's and his grandma's favorite. Oh, it was the stormiest weather in over 20 years the day you were born, Grandma Eleanor would say, looking right at Elijah. But the sun came out with a flourish as soon as you entered the world. Oh. Grandma Eleanor also remembered faces of grocery clerks, librarians, and folks she met long ago. Elijah loved when she introduced him to new friends. Grandma Eleanor never forgot a face because each one told a unique story. Everyone in town called her Never Forget Eleanor because there was no word, tale, or friend she couldn't remember. Until one day, there was. It started small at first. Four-letter word for thought, Elijah read aloud. Grandma Eleanor paused. I have no idea. Oh, wait, that must be it. Idea. Then it got bigger. It was the stormiest, what was it again? The stormiest weather, Grandma. Remember? Others noticed too. All my favorites right here in my yard. Well, what brings you by? Elijah was concerned. It's time for Saturday stories, Grandma. Remember? The worried looks on his parents' faces confirmed what Elijah felt in his heart. Grandma Eleanor was forgetting. The next week, Elijah, his family, and friendly neighbors gathered for another Saturday story session, hoping she wouldn't forget. But Grandma Eleanor wasn't in her porch swing. And I think this picture, see, it's very empty. Eleanor isn't there. Elijah searched her house, their favorite cafe, Grandma Eleanor, and the park, Grandma Eleanor. Nobody could find her. Elijah's head was a jumble of worry. Where could she be? What if she never found her way home? How could he get her back? Elijah took a deep breath to calm his swirling nerves. That's when he had an idea, a four-letter word for thought. Grandma Eleanor loved words. She adored turning words into stories, and she cherished sharing those stories with friends. Elijah realized his grandmother had shown him what to do all along, even if she didn't even know it. Elijah painted, then wrote, and their favorite story came to life. Boy, he's busy with the paints and the pencils. Elijah placed his signs all over town. At each word, he asked familiar, friendly faces to wait and guide his grandmother home. The trail went past their favorite cafe, through the park, went by the barber shop, ending right on Grandma Eleanor's front porch. Oh, I forgot how to get back, but I saw your story and I started to remember. From that day on, when she went to the cafe, through the park, and needed to find her way home, Grandma Eleanor followed Elijah's signs. Some days she didn't even need them. Other days, she did. But Elijah's words and pictures helped her remember for as long as she could. Then, like all stories, Grandma Eleanor eventually came to an end. And it was time for Elijah's signs to be put away and for the town to say goodbye. Elijah knew that even though his grandma was gone, he could help everyone remember her. He spoke her favorite words. We always loved to swizzle lemonade and use our pencils with a flourish. He told her favorite stories. It was the stormiest day in over 20 years, and he thanked so many familiar faces for remembering her with him. I'll never forget you, Grandma Eleanor. And there he is with his crossword puzzle. It's a beautiful story, and it's a very common story. It's often what happens to our older relatives. Maybe your grandmother or grandfather are starting to not remember things as well. Well, the important thing is they have given you memories. I brought a picture of my grandparents, and I'm sitting there with them. Now, my grandmother lost her memory, but I remember her. And you know what? She loved to play Scrabble. That's another game with words and letters. See, I still remember that. And the important thing is to pass that on. Pass those stories and memories on. Very important. Okay, now we're going to read another book, and it's The Little Red Hen. The Little Red Hen greeted the sun with a cheery, good morning. It was going to be another busy day. While hunting for worms and berries for her young ones, she came upon some strange seeds. Ever so carefully, she scooped them up and headed home. Well, on the way, she greeted her neighbors, the short brown dog, the thin gray rat, the tall black goat, and the round pink pig. What? I found these seeds. Can any of you tell me what they are? Oh, they're wheat seeds, said one of the animals. If you plant them, they'll grow into wheat for baking bread. Well, what? Who will help me plant these seeds? Not I, said the rat. Not I, said the goat. Not I, said the pig. Well, what? Very well then. I will plant them myself. She dug holes in the ground and dropped the seeds in. A very busy hen was she. Every day, the little red hen scratched for food to feed her young ones. She also found time to care for the seedlings. She and her chicks watched as the wheat grew strong and ripe. Blah! It's now time for harvesting. Who will help me cut and thresh the wheat? Bah, not I, said the goat. Not I, said the pig. Not I, said the dog. Oh, surely you will, she said to the rat. You can use your tail to chop it easily. Not I, said the rat. Well, very well then, I'll do it myself. After snipping the stalks with her beak, she separated the grain with her claws. Oh, a very busy hen was she. Who will help me take the grain to the mill? Not I, said the pig. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the rat. Oh, surely you will, she said to the goat. You're strong and steady, and it's a lovely day to take out your cart. Not I. Oh, well, very well then. I'll do it myself. And she fetched her shawl and trudged off to the mill. That's where they turn the grain into flour. Mr. Miller ground her grain into flour and even gave her a jar of berry jam. Well, the Little Red Hen thanked him and began her long trek home. Oh, Mom, who will help me bake the bread? Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the rat. Not I, said the goat. Oh, surely you will, she said to the pig. It won't take much effort at all, and you're always delighted with my cooking. Not I, said the pig. Well, very well then. I will do it myself. And she mixed the flour with the yeast, salt, and water, and she kneaded the dough and shaped it into a loaf and put it in the oven. At last, the bread was done. And as the Little Red Hen took the hot loaf out of the oven, a tasty aroma circled the barnyard. Oh, and when you smell bread in the oven, I know. What? Who will eat the golden bread? Said the Little Red Hen. Woof! I surely will, said the short brown dog. I surely will, said the thin gray rat. Bah! I surely will, said the tall black goat. I surely will, said the round pink pig. Oh, no, you won't. You did not help me plant the seeds, nor thresh the wheat, nor take the grain to the miller, nor bake the bread. What? My chicks and I will eat it, clucked the Little Red Hen, and she set the table for herself and her family. She cut the warm, soft bread, and then she spread some of that sweet berry jam on each slice. Oh, joy of joys. And that's it. That's actually a very old tale. What did you learn from this? See, her barnyard friends didn't want to help her one bit. They didn't want to, they did nothing. And they could have helped. Let's see, how did she start out? She planted the seeds. But then she said, what kind of seeds are these? And so she knew they were wheat. Wheat grows, it's like tall, it almost looks like really tall, beautiful grass. And what do you do with wheat? You can make bread, hot dog buns, hamburger buns, anything that's bread. So she asked if anyone would help her plant the seeds. Not a one. Okay. Maybe so she planted them herself, but then she asks who would, because see, here's a good picture of the wheat. Do you see it? I like that picture. And do you see that rat right in there? Sniffing around in the wheat. Now it's time to harvest the wheat. What does that mean? Well, it means to pick it, to cut it down, you know, so that you can start making flour and doing all the other steps. Well, nobody wanted to do that either. These are lazy friends. So she did it herself. And it looks like in this picture, her little chicks helped her. And that's a lot of work. And it would have gone a lot faster, and it would have been a little bit easier if her friends had chipped in and helped. Then, who's going to help me take all this wheat to the mill? Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, bye-bye. And they just let her do it all by herself. So she got to the mill, and Mr. Miller ground all that wheat into flour. Probably put it in bags, yeah. So now she has to, you know, make the dough. And you put salt, and you put water, and you put yeast. Yeast is what makes it grow. So your bread isn't just a dough ball, it grows. Well, no one wanted to help her. Isn't that terrible? So then she's going to bake the bread. Well, then they're a little interested, because what happens when you bake something? I know if you bake brownies, your whole kitchen smells like, kind of like chocolate brownies. Yeah. Well, now they're getting a whiff of that. Look at them. All looking up. Oh, yeah. Now we're interested. And she says, who's going to help me eat this delicious bread? I will. I will. Bah, I will. That rat. I will. And she says, oh, no, you won't. You didn't. None of you helped me with one part of this. And so you won't be eating one part of this. And she and her chicks enjoyed some delicious, homemade, still warm bread with that blackberry jam. That sounds really good. Anyway, that is that's an old tale, but I think the illustrations were fabulous, and that's why I brought it to you. Plus, you might learn something. You know, you might help. Maybe your mother is fixing dinner, and she's busy. She's trying to get that done, and maybe you could help by setting the table. Or after you've enjoyed this nice dinner, maybe you could clear the table. Yeah, it's a nice thing to participate in the process. Maybe your mother is trying to get the house cleaned up. How would you participate? You could clean your room. There you go. You could walk around the house and find your toys, your shoes. Look, I had 5 children. I know what the house looks like. So if each one would go around and do their part, it just makes everything so much easier. It's something to think about, okay? Never Forget Eleanor. This is an important story because memory loss is something that happens to many people. And my mother, the book lady's mother, has memory loss. And sometimes she doesn't even recognize me. But if I sit down with her and sing, oh boy, she's right there. She knows the words to the song. We sing it together. I see a great big smile, and she's right back. Then I'll talk to her about when I was a little girl, or trips we went on, things we did. It's just something that happens to older people, and you don't get angry. What do you mean, Grandma? Why can't you remember? That's not fair. You wouldn't say to a 2-year-old, what's your problem? Why can't you read? Because you can't read. So if you're an 80, maybe 85-year-old, my mother is going to be 96 next month. Wow. And so she doesn't remember everything. But I'll talk about old trips we took or vacations and just stuff, way back. And she comes right back. But the important thing is, she's left me with memories. Your grandmother and grandfather are leaving memories to you. So ask them to tell you those stories. Those stories are important because then when you get older, you will tell those stories to your children. And it's important to keep those stories in the family. I have a mother-in-law. Do you know what a mother-in-law is? It's my husband's mother. She will be 99 in a few weeks. 99. And she's forgetting things, sure. But I ask her questions about when she was a little girl, and I'm learning things, and it's very interesting. So ask your grandparents questions. Find out those stories. Sort of be like the reporter. Oh, I hope you enjoyed our books, and I told you that they're very different. And I brought the picture of my other grandparents too. My grandfather, he liked to play hot hands. Oh, so much fun. I'm the book lady, and I love to hang out at the library, and I hope I find you there. You can also find the book lady on YouTube. Yeah, all you have to do is subscribe, and you will find all the hundreds of books we have read right here on the book lady. We have so much fun. And we have fun looking at the illustrations and hearing the stories. And until next time, I'm the book lady. And never forget, tell your friends, tell your cousins to watch the book lady. We have too much fun to skip it. And I will see you next time with 2 more books for you. Bye-bye.